This is part 2, the healing runes. So the 3 rune goes in this order: body, mind, and spirit, for your acknowledgments of your runes for the day. And we're going to start out with, in this book, the definitions are different, but same runes, different meanings. The healing runes, this is 21, is wisdom. It has been said that wisdom is a map upon which to follow the journey of the spirit, a sacred text of understanding from which to learn about the care of the soul. The ability to accept and grow from life's lesson is the beginning of wisdom. As wisdom deepens, it lends inspiration to creativity and understanding to grief. The greatest good, said St. Augustine, is wisdom. Each time you receive this rune, take a quick moment in the midst of the day's occupations. Consider the issues at hand. Try to see it as in a fresh way. Is it part of the endless coming to be and passing away, or part of that which abides? To know the difference is to see with the eyes of wisdom. Oftentimes, when we ask life for answers, God gives us wisdom. For when there is no immediate answer, heaven provides us with another way of seeing the situation. And it's out of that new vision that our choices and our paths become clear. It's through wisdom that a tragedy becomes a teaching. That is wisdom's way and love's way, for it is wisdom that teaches the mind to understand and learn through love. Drawing this rune is always a gift, urging us, as it does, to remember these comforting words. Wisdom is precious. Wisdom is earned. The wise do not need to speak for their wisdom to reveal itself. It is their love and understanding that heal us. As we grow in wisdom, we learn to seek our counsel and our comfort in the will of heaven. And on to the mind that is in 7, which is shame. That was a big fish. Shame from the past throws a shadow across today's sun. How long have you been a child of shame? Standing alone outside the schoolyard fence, watching the other children as they play? Drawing this rune signals a time when the shame you have lived with for so long can be understood and healed, dissolved into memories and pictures that belong only to the past. Many of us still carry the feelings of chaos and uncertainty from a home where no one listened and boundaries were never honored. Wherever you are in your recovery, take a few moments to remember the first time you recognized the source of your pain. It is our feelings of shame that damage trust and sabotage self-acceptance. For this reason, facing both known and secret fears is an essential part of healing the shame that has bound you to your past. For some, receiving this rune acknowledges that you have arrived at a place in your recovery where you possess the clarity, the strength, and the will to heal your feelings. You are being called to finally open the sealed room of exhaustion, aloneness, and fear in which you have been living for so long. Take comfort from this. When the time is right, you will find the courage to tell just one person what happened. Just one. This rune teaches that a new life is possible, that you are indeed learning how to live that life. Imagine a day when you were free from all feelings of shame, a day when you were no longer suffering from the painful experiences of your childhood, or feeling wounded by the betrayal of those to whom you looked for guidance that never came. Realize that you have survived your pain, and honor yourself for your commitment to the healing journey. For it is one of self-acceptance, self-love, and self-care, a noble journey out of the shadow and into the light. And now on to the spirit, which stands in serenity. Rune 12. Receiving the rune is recognition of how far you have come along the path of healing. Give thanks to God for the blessing serenity brings. In the past, we hardly knew this peaceful place. With its freedom from wants and need, it is through a life lived in serenity that we can come to know and understand our closeness to the divine. Serenity is a fruit-bearing branch from the tree whose roots bind up all the runes. Honesty leads to serenity, and patience issues from it. Grief, anger, and fear are resolved in its embrace, while trust and faith are nourished by serenity, and love thrives in its presence. There's a place inside our being where serenity dwells. Take time each day to nourish yourself with the comfort to be found there. For it is from this place of tranquility and peace that all service begins. Become familiar with what serenity means in your daily life. Without serenity, wounds are slow to heal, while in its presence, all things are possible. If serenity is absent from your world, and you are still riding the merry-go-round of chaos and denial, ask the divine for guidance and strength to face your life with courage. If you feel your serenity slipping away, know that God will restore it to you through the power of prayer. Pause for a moment and remember above all to stay present and live your life one day, one moment at a time. The clear and simple message of this rune is practice serenity. The beauty and the power of serenity are expressed in a prayer adapted from the words of Reinhold Müller. Words read and spoken daily by millions of people all over the world. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This prayer is a gift containing all the elements of divine love. When you allow serenity to fill your days and your nights, you have truly begun to heal your life. I found it very, very synchronistic that as I spoke those words, the sun broke through those clouds and lit up the water right in front of the camera. It was actually a very amazing moment for me. Hope that your week is filled with joy, with serenity, with healing. Hope that you know when your ego flares that sometimes it's serenity that brings us back to ourselves. The simplicity of each day and the beauty of the smallest things. May the gods be with you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.